Hello, everybody, and welcome to the fourth episode now for this
Number
podcast?
Number four.
Number 4. That is crazy. You think by now we wouldn't have to introduce ourselves, but we're going to do it anyway. I'm Archie.
I'm Harry.
I'm Tom.
This is where you
And
carry on, Tom.
obviously,
Okay.
yeah, that's what
Oh,
you were
well,
supposed to
no,
carry on.
no,
You've already
no,
fucked it.
no,
How
You
no.
know,
is-
the
no
last
one's-
bit. The last
Yeah,
person who
no,
introduces it, and they carry on.
Get off
Not
your
having that.
fucking phone and pay
Not having
attention to
that.
what you should be doing, you dickhead.
Nah, not having
I'm
that.
so glad
Run
this
it,
is the
run
last-
it back.
No,
We do have a small announcement. This is actually the last episode of the podcast Tom's going to be taking part in because we hate him.
Fuck, get me out.
he
No.
also, in all fairness, he won't be here for the next 2 or 3 because he's pissing off to Thailand. So
Oh yes, that was the joke I was going to lead with, Harry.
Yeah.
I was going to not let the viewers know that, and then just in about 3 weeks' time, he just comes back, and then like nothing happened. But you've ruined that joke now, so we're just going to carry on like nothing happened. We're obviously going to be talking about something that very big that happened over the course of this weekend just gone, and that of course is the first official trailer of the F1 movie. I don't think anything else notable happened.
no, not
Did
really.
you see? I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but did you see they got a 1-2 in this race, as if it wasn't plastered everywhere on Instagram this week?
I didn't notice. What? Seriously? Are they still doing the? Are they still fucking
Yeah,
recording
yeah,
it?
yeah. Shit, you not. It's still going. They got a 1-2.
Oh my god! Fucking let it die.
They're doing well.
Also, rocket powered Mohawk.
Oh yes,
He came back after his 4-month hiatus, which is fantastic.
Yeah, that was a beautiful video to watch.
Easily, I think we can all agree our favourite Formula One YouTuber.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mine
He
anyway.
is a good lad.
I was saying we can all agree, and then just don't let anyone else speak.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants to go on this podcast, he's more than welcome to.
I don't know his name, so let's not even fucking go there, Harry. And then of course, what was the other thing that happened this weekend?
Some race or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, F2 got cancelled.
Yeah, so
F2,
something
yeah, that
didn't
was
happen,
weird,
yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
And there's some boring race in Melbourne. All that.
Oh yeah, first race of the season. Where that was the worst bit we've ever done.
Yeah,
honestly,
we're
that
never
was
doing that again.
terrible. We're never doing that
was-
again. Yeah, season opener for 2025. The thing we've all been waiting cock in hand for, and it did not disappoint.
It did not. I think we should probably start off. Well, before
We
the
got-
race even started.
So, and it leads me perfectly to what I want to say. We all saw Isaac Hadjar put it into the wall. I don't care. This is surely a worse debut than Nikita Mazepin, because at least he got to start the race.
That is true.
Okay, fair enough.
But
However,
where did Mazepin
Isaac
qualify?
Yeah,
Hold on, how many fastest laps does Hadjar have? None.
he's
So
had one race.
He hasn't even done a race.
He couldn't even fucking start it. So
He's
by
nearly gone to
default-
one race.
by default, Mazepin's better, and that's enough. That's all I need. Mazepin
Okay.
is not the shittest driver.
Okay. I think it leads us on nicely. This weekend was chaos, and I loved every minute of it.
Oh, it was great.
Oh,
It was
100%.
having a wet race as the first race of the season with 6 rookies in there. It was just always going to be mayhem, and
It was unfortunately a trial of fire for some of them.
yeah, massively.
Yeah, I think a lot of it track condition, not knowing the cars, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it went a bit fucking mental.
Little
I
bit.
mean, it wasn't just the rookies. We had a few veterans of the sport now as well. They fucked up quite a bit.
And one binning it under safety car, Carlos Sainz. That was
Honestly, really fucked my fantasy up this week.
yeah.
I
You two
know.
got dicked with it.
Okay, we'll get up on that later. But we've done a fantasy league between us 3, and we'll be keeping you updated weekly or whenever the fucking races are.
It's fucked. Yeah.
For how we do. Tom's currently, what is it?
Sat on minus 13 because fucking Doohan, Alonso, Sainz all wanted to crash. It's been fantastic.
a really great start for Tom.
Yeah, I'm loving this.
But yes, we're getting ahead of ourselves already. We're very excited to talk about this race because, again, I think this is one of the best openers we've had in a while.
Oh, easily. And it had to be when Australia came back, first race of the season. and it proved why it should be at the front, why it should be first.
So I'm thinking, obviously, we talk about the race itself. We've had absolute chaos from even before the first lap.
Yeah.
So we had Hadjar really unfortunately binning it on the formation lap. I mean, it just goes to show how slippy it was. I mean, yes, he's a rookie, but even that is insane.
Yeah.
And I think his reaction, especially with Lewis Hamilton's dad comforting him as well, that was quite a touching moment. But
although
I feel very bad for him.
Yeah, Helmut Marko didn't quite share the same sentiment. He said the tearful show was a bit embarrassing. He is on a fucking rampage for every F1 driver this season.
I will not be making any comments towards Dr. Helmut Marko, as previously I have said such things that may or may not have been considered slander.
That were attempted to be cut out, but did not work.
Yeah, we were going to edit some more comments out, but then we realised I don't actually care.
Yeah, and also you didn't directly call him it. You said he is a villain on that level, which just is just a big level.
Which this weekend proves he's a heartless monster that should be killed by the Van Helsings.
Oh
Because
my
that's
god!
clearly he's some vampiric beast that sucks the life out of young children to sustain his lifeblood.
Oh my god! Okay, anyway, quickly moving on.
I mean, what's wrong with that? Oh no, he's called him a fantasy monster.
It's fine. It's fine. I think we should start. I think we should talk about probably one of the most surprising things about the whole weekend is that Lando Norris actually led the first lap of the race from first.
Barely.
But he still did.
Yeah, I can't help but feel like Piastri just did him a favour there, though, by stopping Max. That actually had nothing to do with Lando Norris's talent or lack of.
Are you sure it weren't, Lando Norris moving over to block his teammate instead of trying to block Max Verstappen? Because that's what he did at the start.
Yeah, it sounds about fucking right.
Well, I mean, he still led the lap. I think that's still quite surprising.
Oh my god! Can you stop sucking his cock for 5 minutes?
I just said it was. I said it was surprising.
The first race of the season, and Harry is already glazing Lando Norris.
I said it was surprising that he actually led a lap from being first. I don't think that's really slobbering on him.
My man is doing tricks on it.
Just to give you guys a bit of insight, Harry's very biased towards Lando Norris. I mean, every pro club character he's made is called Nando Loris.
Yes, it is. I think it's a good name.
So
anything would you rather be called about
Lando Norris?
Who is Hamilton? Vax Verstappen. Nando Loris just sounds better.
Dr. Helmut Sparko.
Melmut Harko.
Melmut Sparko. But no. So very, very odd race. We had Doohan, which I had a lot of high hopes for, considering his qualifying, which he got very unlucky with.
He did.
That was a retirement on the first lap. On the straights as well, he just put too much power down, and the rear end.
Yeah, it was a white paint on the roads. Obviously, I know it's a street circuit technically, so with it being slippery as it was, and then that just the little bits of paint. Obviously, I know it's barely, but it still would make a difference, and it proved too much for young Doohan.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate.
Yeah, also absolutely ruined mine and Tom's bet.
Oh yeah, don't even get me started on
So
that.
we whacked a bet on. It would be Piastri on the podium and Piastri fastest lap, and Doohan to finish in the points.
Admittedly, I put Doohan in the points, 1 because he was like 10-1, and 2 I thought he qualified 11th and not 14th.
We don't condone gambling or betting on this podcast. However,
we do.
They did do it, and it did not work out well for them.
No, it was a good bet though. £5 stake, return £364.
We run it back next week because we got a sprint as well.
Oh yes.
So that means double the bets, double the money.
We've got a sprint already.
Yep. Yeah. China's a sprint weekend.
Oh.
Okay, let's have a little topic conversation. What do we think about sprint weekends?
They're shit.
Boring. Yeah. Right, moving on. So we talked about how Lando Norris leading after the first lap was surprising. which it really was.
Yep.
Not as surprising as Sauber.
No.
We absolutely ripped into them.
We did slate them
last week.
We slated them from the first episode when we saw their livery.
Yeah, we literally said these are going to be. Well, in fact, yeah, someone said, I can't remember who. Someone said this is going to be a great livery to see at 19th and 20th. I can't wait to not see much of this on the air.
Well, it's like it's like
me, and I am choking on my words.
Yeah, we said after the first episode.
In 7th.
Unreal.
They have points already.
Hang on, let me just get the stats up for Sauber for the last 2 years. So last year they got 1 point.
Yeah. I did.
What did they get in 23?
I did put something in the group chat. So in the last 3 races,
Harry, just to interrupt.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
One race, they've got more points than they have done in the last 2 years.
Yep. And in the last 3 races, Sauber have scored 10 points, and the second Red Bull driver in the last 9 races has scored 9.
Yeah, we'll get on to Lawson in a minute because there's a lot to talk about him. Yeah, I'm honestly, well, I say I am. I'm surprised Sauber have got points.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised it was Hulk.
There were 6 retirements, which obviously did help him with that, but he still had a really solid race to keep that thing in 7th.
But he still finished above both Ferraris.
Oh, 100%. I mean, they did stay out for the extra 3 or 4 laps on fucking hards, but
yeah. How about you thank the fucking strategist for that? Pulled this last week.
Yeah.
Okay, I lied. Apparently they got 4 points last season and 16 points in 23. So we've just told a false statistic on this podcast.
You told a false statistic.
No, I said how many points did they get last year, and you said 1. And they said how many did you get in 2023, and you went, I don't know, 3.
Run it back. Yeah, run it back. Fucking! I did not say they got 1 point last year. That was all out of your mouth. I said they got 3 the year before,
which was also a lie.
Yeah, it was.
So there you go then. We're both wrong.
We are both wrong.
But you're more wrong because you were further off.
Anyway. What's next?
I don't know. I was going to talk about who DNF'd in the whole race, but this is just derailed so quickly. There's so much to talk about that everyone's just started talking about.
We're just looking at our notes like, what should we actually say next?
There's been 0 structure, but that's about right for this race. There was nothing really. Yeah. It was all over the place. It was chaotic, so it's quite fitting that this episode is the same.
I'm going to bring us into something that has absolutely fucking ruined my team.
Oh, go on.
Ferrari. What the fuck are you doing? That was some of the worst strategy calls I've ever seen in my life. That was dreadful. It's like they've recessed back into 2022 with Bonotto in charge.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck happened. Riccardo Adami, whatever you fucking call it, is the most useless race engineer I've ever heard in my life. What the fuck was he spewing about? He was explaining to a 7-time world champion how to drive an F1 car. Like, he doesn't know how to drive an F1 car. Just shut. And he's after a million times telling him to shut the fuck up as well. He just kept talking. Leave the man alone. Ridiculous. I mean, fucking. I don't know. What's the name of Charles Leclerc's?
Javier something another. I can't remember.
Leclerc turned around and went, "There is water in my cockpit. Right?
Yeah.
There's loads of water." And he just went, "Oh, it's probably the water, mate." But fucking sound that. That's great. I'm pretty sure it was like his drinks machine had broken or something. So it was just spewing whatever fucking water he had in his thing on his fucking lap. And he's like, "Oh yeah, mate, it's probably just water." Sound perfect, brilliant. So like, get the Italians out of Ferrari, okay? Get them out because they're all useless. Bring back. They've already got a French team principal. That is a start. They've got an English driver and a Monegasque driver. Fine. They've never had an Italian in Ferrari for like the last 20 years. No, tell a lie. Massa's replacement when he, took a suspension string to the face. I can't remember what his name was, but he did shit as well. Ferrari is ruined by Italians. If you're Italian and you're listening to this, it's your fault your favourite team are doing bad because you are all useless, pasta-eating bastards. Go to engineering schools and stop making fucking loaves of bread, you puffs.
Oh my god.
I mean, that brings me on to the next Italian, Kimi.
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah, he's good, isn't he?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is. As of yesterday, he is the second youngest point scorer in F1 history, behind
really?
Max, and he's a month
Wow.
ahead of Lance Stroll.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
Yeah, so you just want to talk shit on Lance Stroll?
I mean, he
The
actually
old track
finished in the
record.
points.
Yeah, there you go.
I would like to retract my
Paulies.
statement about all Italians because clearly Kimi Antonelli is smart enough not to drive for Ferrari.
Yes.
He's the exception, not the rule.
Yeah, no, Antonelli, I think he did have he started what, P16 was it?
Something like that.
Yeah.
He had a monster race to be
He
fair because
did.
he spun as well.
Yeah, he spun, but luckily, he just missed the barrier though.
Yeah,
He was close.
Again,
Look at the devil.
it's to be fair, it's what you said last week or the week before. Actually, he's quick. He is quick. He's proven he can overtake as well because he's made some pretty good overtakes.
Yeah.
That's the thing we were saying. It was either going to be he is going to be really good and a prodigy. It's too early to tell. Obviously, that was a chaotic race with a lot of DNFs and safety cars and strategy calls and weather going all over the place. So it's very much exception. I think a lot of it might have been down to good Mercedes strategy as well and good calls. But we can't take it away from that he did really, really well. He kept it on the track, which was more than most of the rookies, including, Alonso and Sainz. And Piastri and Lando, to be fair. They both went off.
Yeah.
So you've got to give him credit for that alone. But yeah, he looked quick.
Yeah, no, he definitely did. I mean, again, like I said with Hulkenberg, yeah, okay, obviously the retirements in front of him did help, but you can't retract from that. I mean, he had to overtake Hulkenberg twice when he spun, and his first overtake against him was wicked in the wet round the outside. It was yeah, he's definitely. Well, I think he was always one to watch, but I think definitely he's going to be on a lot more people's radar now. Do you reckon he'll get a win this year?
I don't know. That Merc looked pretty good. Again, Russell podium.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to see
later on down the line, to be honest. I think way too early to judge how these cars actually are. Like, yes, we knew the McLaren were going to be good, but they've got two good drivers that know the car. Red Bull, we knew they have Max, and Max is always good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they've also got Lawson as well, and he did really well, didn't he?
He's just shit.
He did well.
Honestly, just put Perez back in that car. Yeah, it's too early to tell. We'll find out in like a couple of races what the true pace is in comparison. Because again, Ferrari, they looked quick. They were just fucked by their own team again.
Yeah, why they let them out for what was it, another like 2 laps?
Because they
were hoping that it was going to dry up again.
I know.
It obviously wasn't.
Absolutely
thick
ridiculous.
as pig shit.
That, however, someone who did surprise me massively that race, Alexander Albon. What do you mean?
He qualied well.
He qualied well, and he finished well. What are you talking about?
He did finish well as well. Yes.
So why'd you go?
But again, he had a good race. I wouldn't say he impressed me. The car's decent.
Yeah, but we didn't know the car was going to be decent.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, I can't wrap my head around how Williams have got a decent car this year.
No, I can't either. I don't know how they've done it. But
all of their money last year clearly went somewhere. What was I even going to say? Fucking hell, that's bad. Right, rewind that shit.
The money did go somewhere.
Yeah, the barrier.
Yeah.
So they were too busy sending money into the barrier, and so I thought they wouldn't have enough money to allocate to this year's car. clearly they
They've clearly
did.
done something right.
Either Atlison money has been coming in a lot. I still don't get how you say it. Is it Atlison? Atlassian, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, something like that.
Atlas. So they've finally got a title sponsor. So obviously they've got some funding, but I didn't think it would come in quick enough to make the car decent.
But again, this is what me and Harry were talking about. This are the other teams just not giving a shit because it's the final year before it all changes, or have Williams actually just pulled a blinder?
It's probably a bit of both. Because look, realistically, think about it. It's the last year of this regulation. They've had this regulation for what, 4 seasons now. Even the bottom teams, they're going to know what's working and what's not by looking at the top teams from the past few years, seeing what they've done, and basically copying it. So I think they've definitely improved their car, which you've obviously seen from testing. Their testing times were 1.8 seconds quicker than last year. But also, I do think that a lot of other teams have just kind of not give a shit about this year and just kept a similar car. And yeah, it's obviously brought Williams up to where they are now.
Do you think Williams are back?
Way too early to say.
Yeah, way too early to say that.
Way too early.
I think Williams are back.
Ask me this by Silverstone, and if they're still in the same position, then I'll say they're back. But right now, way too early.
Nah, I think they're back, mate.
Yeah, but they could be back for a year, and then they could have an absolute dog 26 car.
Don't care. As long as they're back for now. Look, they've got, well, I'd say a star driver lineup, but one of them seemingly can't keep it on the track in a safety car, even though he's like, what, the 4th most experienced driver on the grid now?
Yeah, that's scary.
Rookie mistake, honestly. That was really annoying. On his debut as well for Williams, after such promising, like, qualifying times and stuff. But again, it's still the best driver lineup they've got in years.
Oh, 100%.
So I'm very optimistic for this year. I really am.
Yeah, I think they could have a good year. I think they've got the makings to have a good year.
Yeah. When would you say their last driver lineup was better than this current year?
Well, we went through it, and they've had some absolute dog driver lineups. And we went from 2016.
What wasn't? I was going to say it wasn't Felipe Massa and Bottas, was it? Bottas replaced Massa.
No, I think Bottas and Massa raced together for a year.
I mean, that would have been 2016.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull this up.
I'd say that would be their last good lineup. But
I love when we do research mid episode.
Yeah, you can just hear me like
2016. Yeah, it was Massa and Bottas.
Yeah,
I'd say that'd be the last good lineup. But obviously,
well, they came 5th that year, so yeah.
Car wasn't fantastic.
To be fair, it was. It got points pretty much every race.
Yeah, but that was because the Mercedes engine was an absolute masterpiece. I don't think that had anything to do with the car.
They actually were from 2014 to 2016, so had 3 seasons together.
Okay.
Thanks, Harry.
Yeah.
But we were saying from the last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
which would be 2016.
2016. Yeah.
So if we start listening into what we're actually talking about, that'd be really great.
We'll carry on.
Are you quite finished?
Yep, carry on.
Thank you.
What? Sorry, just say something, Harry.
No, carry on.
Did the middle of Tom's sentence interrupt the start of yours?
No.
Yeah, evidently.
That's fine, carry on.
Fucking, I hate you. So
Where have we gone now? Where have we gone? Look,
William, yeah, we're at.
Fucking hell, this is a mess.
This is a shocking.
This is a fucking mess.
This is how.
This is chaos. Right. Okay, so Williams, right? They're fantastic, or so we think. Who knows?
We hope.
Fucking Christ, this is just gone. We're not editing this because
no,
I can't be fucked. Okay, well, I've got another topic of conversation. Obviously, we had 2 Australian drivers on the grid this year. First time for, fuck knows, a while. The home race curse continues.
What? Do you mean last year? The first time since last year? Daniel Ricciardo and Oscar Piastri.
I forget. Yeah, but I forget I forget he exists.
I think he does now as well.
Yeah, I fucking.
It's sad to say.
He's been that shit for that long that you generally forget he exists. So you can probably cut me a bit of slack because I guarantee there are a few other people that forgot he existed.
Yeah.
Anyway, the home
The
race
entire
curse
population
continues.
of Australia hates you.
Yeah,
Okay, all the Drive to Survive fans hate you.
yeah. That's so true. You've thrown me.
You're saying about Australians. The Australia
Australians.
curse continues.
Oh yeah. Piastri still couldn't do me a fucking solid and get a podium, so I could have won 300 quid. It's fine, like
I mean-
really, it's fine. But how the fuck do you?
Again, we don't endorse gambling on this podcast. It's just that Tom has a severe problem.
It's not a problem when you win. Sometimes it's a
Did you win?
problem. No, it's a problem. It's a problem when you decide to put your faith in two Australians at the Australian Grand Prix when you know there's a fucking home curse.
Okay. But I would it was unlucky for Piastri, but fair play to him for continuing because they wrote him out of the race.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like
He didn't give up.
He's done wonders. Like fair fucks. But again, like there was 300 quid on the line, and to be fair, the bet was done after like
Turn 5.
a lap. Yeah, fucking. Because Jack Doohan decided he wanted to crash on a straight.
Yeah. But speaking of Piastri and stuff, I obviously at the start of the season, there are obviously a lot of people asking Zach Brown, "Oh, are the papaya rules still a thing, or are team orders still? Are you going to be giving out team orders?" He went, "No, they're going to race." And from what I heard, when Piastri was about half a second off Norris, they told him to hold position.
Yeah,
so
and
they
then
are
he
still
back.
very. And then he dropped back, and then he said that he could race again.
Yeah.
So those rules still are very much, and especially I do not agree with that in the first race of the season. Like, yes, okay, I know
first race you gotta let them just
exactly.
battle it out.
Obviously, I know. Yeah, there were people crashing everywhere. They didn't want them to crash into each other and DNF both of them. But you can't just say to the driver like, "Don't overtake him." Just say, "Look, be careful. Don't go for a move if you think there's a bit of risk." But you can't say don't overtake on the first race of the season at his home race as well. Like, it's just ridiculous.
He was looking quicker as well.
Yeah, massively.
And I think what happened was they told him not to overtake him. He very clearly got a bit pissed off with that and then started making a couple of mistakes, which dropped him back.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like, again, there's absolutely no reason for either. First race of the season.
Yeah, it's not like there's a championship on the line already.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not really much else you can say about that. He was unlucky. Yeah, when he spun, obviously they were still on slicks. He basically followed Norris through the gravel, and unfortunately came off worse.
A lot worse.
Yeah. He kept it going well though, having to reverse out the grass, which obviously Jeremy Clarkson and Caleb Keeper of Clarkson's Farm taught him.
They've taught.
Landed, mate. Well done. It's funny as well because a lot of people were going off at the same places, wasn't it? Alonso and Doohan went off at the same place. No. Piastri, Bortoletto went off at the same place.
Were Alonso and Doohan at the same place?
Yeah, near enough.
I thought Alonso was further because apparently Alonso crashed because Gasly the lap before kicked up a bit of gravel onto the line and then he spun because of the gravel.
Look, I'm Alonso's number one fan. Okay, I'm also Gasly's number one fan. However, Alonso's always been very good at making excuses for reason why he's crashed a car. It's never, I put too much power down or I went slightly off. Admittedly, yes, it did look funky because he literally drove over it as you normally would and just went, nope.
Yeah.
Whole car went. But that was happening left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
To everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Signs,
it was a very weird weird race.
Yeah. But the last few laps of that race, Max chasing down Norris, Norris defending him, getting really, really close.
Yeah.
That was some very, very good racing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think George Russell was fantastic. He was consistent all through the race. We've already spoken about Ferrari, but I wouldn't say that was the driver's fault.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was the driver's fault because
I wouldn't even say the car was bad. It was just awful strategy calls.
Yeah.
which we're going to see so much this season.
We shouldn't know because they were getting
No, we
so
shouldn't.
good. They were getting
Oh.
so good.
However,
Now,
I do want to point out how is 8-time Lewis Hamilton, an 8-time champion Lewis Hamilton looking now, Harry?
right, you just piss people off.
Sorry, no, sorry.
No, it's still first race this season, mate.
Mate,
Yeah, he
you
finished
just don't
10th.
piss 'em off.
Yeah, because
He finished 10th.
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck yeah.
He got outscored by Nico Hülkenberg
Yeah.
And Lance Stroll.
and
Don't
Lance
forget
Stroll
Lance Stroll.
That's probably worse.
and
Yeah.
Alex Albon in a Williams.
No. Ignore all of that and the fact that a Sauber finished higher than both Ferraris. The fact that Lance Stroll is the only person for Aston Martin to have points this season.
It's mental.
It's not good enough, really, on Alonso's part.
No, it's terrifying.
It's really not good.
You've got to bear in mind that these are the only points Lance Stroll's going to score all year, and he only got them because 5 cars DNF'd.
Unfortunately, actually, you've got to look at it from a business point of view, and I think Stroll keeps his seat next season now. I think they've got to get rid of Alonso. He's quite clearly the weak link.
Yeah, you know what? I can't argue.
And if they want a successful 2026, Alonso's got to go.
Here's something else that we've heard, speaking of 2026. Yuki Tsunoda is no longer being supported by Honda.
Yeah, he does not have a seat.
Which could only mean that whatever talks Honda were having with Aston Martin haven't gone through.
Yeah, I'll probably put it out there now. He does not have a seat for next season. He ain't going to Red Bull and he ain't going to Aston Martin.
Which is a massive
I reckon
shame.
he'll try and push for Cadillac.
We'll talk about this in the mid-season. We got so much shit to talk about.
I know, but he's sad because he did really well.
He did
not well enough to get me points on my fucking
fantasy, but
no, but that's
one of them.
One of them.
Yeah, chaotic race.
Yeah.
Chaotic episode.
I mean, there is one other thing as well we talk about is lack thereof. Just Haas just being
they're so shit.
Awful.
They're so shit.
Honest to God.
Who said they're gonna have a good year?
Archie.
Me. I did. I don't know why I had faith, but all of it is shriveled away like a blood clotted testicle.
You actually tried to defend Esteban Ocon as well.
I know, and again, it's clearly the car, because even if Behrman did shit, Ocon would have done something with it. He would have had to do something with it.
No, yeah, it is definitely the car, but Behrman's been shit all weekend. Rookie
Behrman has not been
weekend.
looking strong.
No, that was a weekend to forget for him. Crashed twice in practice.
Yeah. He didn't crash in the race though, but I don't think he was going fast enough to crash.
His gearbox failed in quali, so he didn't even actually start quali.
Honestly, I think if he crashed in the race, they'd have probably shot him.
Yeah, it'd have been out.
I don't think they would have. I don't think they would have shot him. I think that might be a bit of a stretch, but yeah, I'm sure there would have been some stern words. Let's not get ridiculous here, Tom. I'm not going to drag him out in front of all the crowd and just blow his fucking brains out all over the start.
I really would have.
Bit harsh, mate. He's a child, basically. I'm just currently watching Lewis Hamilton's father grope Hadjar after he crashed.
Nah, to be fair, I do think we should rate how the rookies did, and we've got to take Hadjar out of it, to be honest.
No, I think we can only rate them on
race.
I think we can rate them next week. A dry track, I think, is going to be a bit more fair. But so far,
you've said that it'll rain now.
Okay, if it rains every race weekend of the season, then surely there'll be some improvements. But okay, it's very clear that Antonelli is moving him straight into the Mercedes. Probably was the right call, and I'm willing to admit I was wrong in saying that he was going to do shit because I think he might do quite well.
Definitely.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, let's talk about our fantasy league.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
actually, I'm getting my team up because I got stiffed and I'm fucking raging.
I have been stiffed. Okay, and what's more
How have you been
infuriating?
stiffed? You got points.
Okay, barely.
Actually, I'm on minus 13, pal. Let's
Yeah,
not
well,
talk about
that's
barely.
clearly you just being a fucking idiot. I got unlucky. You just made awful choices.
Nah, should we have a look? I'll run everyone through my fucking team.
How about run it back. You start first.
Right, Oscar Piastri, who I decided to do a double up on, did fucking shit. I've got Charles Leclerc, Hulkenberg, Carlos Sainz, and Alonso. Two teams, Williams and Alpine, who again are both fucking shit.
Yeah. Wait, well, how come the Williams didn't get any points?
Because fucking dickhead decided to crash. They did
they
get
got
10 points.
Yeah.
They got 10, but like that doesn't help me in the slightest because
I even
Carlos
check?
Sainz got minus 19.
How do I even check the points? I can only see the.
Fuck me, Fernando Alonso got minus 20.
That is unfortunate. Well, how do I even see the league that I'm in? How do I see it?
You have to go to fantasy and then my team, or go
Yeah.
to leagues. Go to
Leagues.
leagues, featured leagues, private leagues, classic private, and then scroll down to the podcast one. Oh my god, I've got points. I'm on 9.
Oh, I've got 62 now.
Oh.
Harry is on 166 points.
Yeah,
Are
because
you fucking mental?
he's been a bitch and decided to go Norris. He's played it safe, not fun.
Yeah, that was one of the rules, Harry, is to.
No, it wasn't. No point did you
Yes,
say that.
it was.
No, it wasn't.
You're being a cunt.
Yeah, no, because if we weren't going to play this, if we weren't going to play this fun, why the fuck would I actually choose Esteban Ocon?
Yeah, because we all know I despise Esteban Ocon purely for the fact that he's French.
Yeah, for someone that doesn't like the French, you've got Alpine, Gasly, and Ocon.
I love Gasly.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you fucking love the French secretly.
I do secretly quite like the French. Don't let anyone. Don't. If anyone's listening to that, don't tell anyone I quite secretly like the French.
No, that'll be edited out. Don't worry. That's the one thing Harry can get right.
Okay, mine was disappointing because Sonoda was running quite well in the points, and then bad strategy fucked him. Same with Gasly. Obviously doing crashed. So, yeah, I had Sonoda, Esteban Ocon, Carlos Sainz. Fuck you. George Russell. He was my ×2 as well, so he scored me a lot of points there today. And then PG tips. Alpine and Ferrari were my constructors. Ferrari, I thought was a sure thing. However, again, I didn't factor in Italian incompetence. And then obviously Alpine doing crashed on the first lap in a straight line, which didn't do me very well.
No.
Not at all. I'm kind of confused how this works because you can have 3 teams by the looks of it, right?
Yeah.
You can apply chips as well. I don't know. I didn't do that.
No.
So I might need to remember to do that. And then you can make 2 transfers, so you can change your constructors or drivers around. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I will be doing that, and I will be removing Ferrari and Alpine from my constructors and replacing them with something more competent. Maybe get rid of Ocon as well for Hulkenberg.
Yeah.
Because why not?
The good thing with Hulkenberg is as well, is I think you get points if your driver beats their teammate.
Okay. Which is going to happen.
Exactly.
But yeah, no. Harry's one. You just played it so safe.
Yeah, it's so boring.
I'm sorry, I wouldn't say safe. Putting Norris is the only safe thing.
Nah, it's safe.
No, the only thing that's safe is Norris.
Boring.
The only thing that's safe is Norris.
You got so. What do you mean? You got so jammy with fucking Hulkenberg on there. The fact
Nah,
you're
to be
so
fair,
you're so lucky
I
he did
did put
well.
Hulk on there.
Yeah. The
He's
reason
the
I
only
put Hulk
fucker that
on
got
there,
me points.
the reason I put Hulk on there is because I thought they got points for beating their teammate, and I thought he was surefire going to beat Borsaletta and everything. Obviously, he didn't in qualifying, but
Well, I don't know how it worked, so that's not fair.
now I'm looking at the points, and they don't. They get points for the race position. They get a point for each position gained in the race, and like an overtake bonus. So I'm assuming how many overtakes they made in the race, you get a point for each overtake.
I'll tell you what, Antonelli would have been a shagging one to choose.
He would have, yeah. Anthony would have been an absolute beast.
Yeah, I put him in and then took him out for fucking Piastri. And how did that end?
Nice.
Not well.
But anyway.
George Russell got me 50 points. Ferrari got me 36.
Yeah.
That was my saving grace, putting George Russell on the ×2 DRS. That's kind of the only thing that saved me.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would be dead
Ferrari.
last.
I had Ferrari and Williams as my constructors.
Shall we try and do one where we can get some of the viewers in as well? Some of the listeners in?
We can make a public one.
Yeah, test everyone else's knowledge against ours. Quite clearly, mine is shit.
Yeah, I think quite clearly, Tom, we're going to get beaten by some of the viewers.
Yeah, they may as well do this
100%.
podcast.
Yeah. But I mean,
anyway,
I think
Tom,
we'll probably...
Tom is actually out of the podcast for about 3 weeks after this one. So we are taking new applications because clearly he hasn't booked holiday with us.
Yeah,
he's not had any consideration
committed
for
at
it
all.
whatsoever. Exactly, there's no commitment. So we are hiring.
Yep.
So just drop us a DM on Twitter, I believe, is what we're going to be using primarily.
Yeah, once we've got our branding sorted, we'll be getting more socials and actually advertising this thing so people actually listen.
Yeah, typical, isn't it? The person that's doing our logos and banner and branding is actually French as well. Funny that, isn't it? I'm not saying it's starting to become a theme that the French are lazy and work shy and scared, but certainly someone's proven my point.
That's just not needed, mate.
It's kind of true, though, isn't it, mate? It's kind of fucking true.
Well, no, because she's doing it. I'm sorry, a logo doesn't take...
What, is she girlfriend or something?
Fuck me, if I had £1 for every time I heard she's doing it, fuck me. I'd been able to hire someone by now.
Yeah. How dare she not hurry up with this thing that she's given us that's free?
She's clearly not committed.
She's not committed to this podcast at all, Tom, and neither are you. So
No, exactly. So, but one thing before we decide to end it, we will talk about the Chinese Grand Prix, just on a quick note.
We will talk about the Chinese.
Yeah, I've had a look. Albon, Sainz, Leclerc and Hamilton to finish in the top 6 is 16-1.
Pardon?
That's ridiculous.
Say that again.
So Alex Albon, Carlos Sainz, Charles Leclerc, and Lewis Hamilton, all of them to finish in the top 6 for the Chinese Grand Prix is 16-1. You slap a tenner on that, you get 160 quid back.
I'm slapping a tenner on all of them.
Oh God. Oh, this is why we don't condone betting.
Yeah, it's not for the viewers' sake, it's for mine.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it. That's all I wanted to touch on. The odds for this is retarded already.
Oh, thanks, man.
Team to win 10 plus. So sorry, I'm going off on a tangent here. You two do the outro, please.
I was going to say, I mean, we've been recording for 45 minutes, so I think...
Yeah, I say record. This has just been absolute waffle from us. We
quite
apologise.
possibly the worst one we've done yet, and probably would be the worst one we ever do. But we'll learn.
Oh, don't make promises you can't keep, mate. That's going to be fucking.
Let's not take the piss.
So, thank you again, everyone, for tuning into our very unscripted, very shite podcast, which we promise to improve, but yet show no sign of it.
Yep, that's how it works.
We can't help but feel we'd improve if we had a logo, but I won't pry.
Yeah, that's very true.
Okay, bye, everyone.